Inverted aircraft flies through the sky. Both of its engines were malfunctioning. The plane had more than 100 passengers on board. In order to make a safe landing, the captain tried with all his might, but the plane crashed into a church on the ground during the landing. The plane crashed straight into the grass. When the captain woke up again, Jack from the airline told him that 102 people on the plane, 96 of them had survived. It was his bravery on the plane that brought them back from the brink of death. The media made a big deal of it. He was described as a national hero. When he returned home from hospital, the first thing Captain Roy did was to throw out all the alcohol in the house, although the accident was caused by mechanical failure. But he believed that his drinking was the cause. If he hadn't been drinking, maybe those 6 people wouldn't have died at all. He decided to give up drinking and start a new life for himself. But trouble soon came his way. The lawyer told Roy the hospital had found alcohol in Roy's blood, and that the level was over the limit. Even driving a car would be classified as a DUI, not to mention flying a plane. If it was found that the passenger was killed was caused by the captain's drunken driving, he would have received 150 years in prison. The captain was in a cold sweat. He didn't want to take the blame for that, but then he looked at the wreckage of the plane not far away, and then he pondered. After all, he had been involved in the deaths of 6 people. The lawyer said soothingly he'd done a good job. Actually, if it hadn't been for his heroic actions, more than 6 people would have died. On the other hand, the airline didn't want anything to happen to the captain either, because if he was convicted, the airline would have to pay a huge sum of money. That's when the lawyers suggested just hide the fact that the captain had been drinking, then blame the aircraft manufacturer for the accident. That way, they could kill 2 birds with 1 stone. First, they had to get rid of the captain's alcohol report. In the face of a huge airline, it's a piece of cake. The lawyer cited the hospital's breathalyzer, that the hospital breathalyzer was too old. The previous test report was ruled invalid. And next, the captain approached the flight attendant and co-pilot, hoping that they would help him hide his drinking, although they didn't want to agree. But after all, it was the captain's brave actions. They survived. Finally, after repeated requests from the captain, they both agreed to cover up for him. Roy thought that was the end of it, but then came the bad news. The investigation team had found 2 empty wine bottles in the wreckage of the plane. What to do now?